what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back for another post-fight discussion video. All right, y'all, Randa Markos versus Luana Pinheiro. All right, y'all, before I talk about the result, the ending result of this fight, I just want to say, I felt like this was turning out to be a good fight. I feel like Randa Markos was really, first of all, I got to say she really was fighting like she had a new spark. She really had a spark in her where she knew that she had to come in here and show and prove against this young, hungry prospect. This young, hungry prospect that's on the come up, because in a lot of ways, everybody feels like, Randa Markos was being fed to Luana Pinheiro to make her look good. So Randa Markos knew that she had to go in there, do whatever it takes to beat this girl, or she possibly might get cut, Luana Pinheiro, on the other hand, she came in there showcasing her judo skills, her stand-up skills, and it was really turning into a good fight. But that ending result, man, it was just so disappointing, man. And I'm not blaming Randa Markos on what happened. That type of stuff happens in fights. You got to expect that type of stuff. Now, the ending result for Randa Markos, this being a DQ, I was disappointed in the referee in giving her a DQ in this situation, especially when this wasn't like an ongoing thing. And Randa Markos was never been that type of fighter to be, just like a low down fighter, like a hit below the belt type of fighter that's always looking for a way out, or trying to do something dirty to a fighter. She's never been that type of fighter. That's not in her character. So having the fight end that way instead of like a no contest, or letting Luana Pinheiro kind of have like a chance to recover, or give her enough time to recover, however long it takes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then let the fight continue, I could understand that. But just handing out the DQ to Randa Markos in this situation, I felt like it was a little too much, and especially when the fight was getting good, and I felt like overall Randa Markos, she was fighting through a lot of adversity too. She was fighting through some dirty moments herself, but she stayed in the fight and she fought back harder. And the way she was just approaching this fight, I was really impressed with what Randa was doing. I felt like Luana Pinheiro was getting the edge. I felt like she was winning the round, but Randa was definitely making a tough fight for her, and that's why I feel like a lot of people had some mixed feelings on the outcome, as far as I won't say not the mixed feelings on the outcome, but mixed feelings on the reaction of Luana Pinheiro. Because I had to look at it myself in a few angles. Well, I'll talk about that here in a minute, but I do want to analyze the fight for what I was seeing in the round, which we can do right now. First round, Randa Markos, right away, she started bouncing on the balls of her feet. She was bouncing and showing some nice feints, and I was like, okay, this is a little bit different. Usually Randa, she's a little bit slower, more flat-footed. She comes forward, but she's a little bit more stationary on her feet. But in this fight, she was bouncing on her feet. She was using nice little feints. She was kind of throwing Luana Pinheiro's rhythm off. She was kind of making her think. And finally, Randa Markos, she flurried her way in. She ate a right hand on the way in from Pinheiro. Pinheiro was throwing some nice shots off the back foot, but she got a clinch. And when she went in for that clinch, I think she was looking to smother that attack. But Pinheiro, she got that takedown. She got that judo toss. Randa got right back up. But Pinheiro, showcasing that judo skill, she was able to toss her down 2 more times. Pinheiro, she was looking for that range. She was able to kick Randa's leg out from under in this fight. So I could see Pinheiro, working the striking and working the judo skills. But Randa, she kept coming. I felt like Pinheiro was fighting nicely on the back foot, but at the same time, Randa was still kind of giving her some fits, with that type of pressure. And then there was a point where they both exchanged jabs, and you could see Randa's jab. It was nice and fluid. It landed, but Pinheiro, her fingers were out, and she pokes Randa in the eye. And when I saw that eye poke, I was like, okay, that was serious. It was a serious eye poke. I thought that might have had the fight stop right there. And when I looked at it closely, you could see like some little tear in the skin, like by the eyelid, and you could see like Randa was really bothered by that. She was really bothered because it did break some skin. And the one thing I didn't like was how they were all up on her while she was trying to recover. Mark Smith again, he was kind of in the face of Randa Markos here. He was like, "Oh, you ready? You ready?" In this type of situation, when you get an eye poke or you get a low blow, just give the person their 5 minutes and let them rest. Don't rush them. I mean, were they like titling the clock or something? Because he was really like asking her, like, "You ready? Are you ready? Like, you ready to fight?" The doctor was already checking out, but it was like they were still putting pressure on her. They kept saying, "Oh, you got time," but he was like, "Are you ready?" And I was just like, give the girl the 5 minutes and go over there and talk to Luana Pinheiro. Tell her to keep her fingers balled up in the fist, and then you come back, make sure she's good, and then give her the 5 minutes. But they were kind of all up in her face. But anyways, Randa Markos, she took the time. She just was like, I'm ready to fight. So she just went on and did. She went on in. Got back into the fight. And I could tell Randa was mad because she came hard. She came hard at Luana Pinheiro. She came out with them big right hands. She was landing some good right hands. She ate a few right hands as well. And she landed a nice front kick. And Randa was actually backing her up with some nice pressure. This is where I was like, okay, Randa is actually giving this girl a fight, and she's making a dog fight, which is something I'm gonna talk about here in a minute too. But in the clinch, I'm not gonna lie, in the clinch though, it really did favor Pinheiro. Pinheiro was landing some nice knees in the clinch, and she got another hip toss, got Randa down once again. I think the mid-range in this fight was really good for Randa Markos because that's where her jab was landing, and that's where her overhand right was landing. But she really needed to avoid the clinch because when she got into the clinch, that Luana Pinheiro was going to get the judo toss because she did that like 4 times and she was successful with it. So Randa Markos, to me, her best range was in that mid-range where she could land those shots. And when she got tossed down with that fourth judo toss, Randa on instinct was trying to scramble back up because Pinheiro was on top of her, and as Pinheiro she kind of separated herself on her knees. While she's trying to scramble up, she's trying to fight back. Randa, she throws an up kick, and the up kick lands on the cheek, kind of smacks. First she lands a right up kick that hits the chest of Luana Pinheiro. Then a second one, the left foot hits her on the cheek, and it smacks Pinheiro right on the face. It kind of smacks her head. Her head kind of jolts, but then she kind of falls, perfectly back. Like arms out, and she just falls on her back, and she acts like I won't say she acts like, but she's out. At this point, she's out. She falls back and she's out. So, they let her lay there, and, Randa Markos, she's sitting there. She's kind of just looking like, are you going to get back up, or was it kicked that hard? She's wondering, And while she's laying there, Luana Pinheiro asks, did she lose? So right there, the docs and everybody there were kind of like, the fight's over. She suffered some damage. They wouldn't even let her get up. They were saying she was glassy-eyed. Eyes started to close again. And yeah, from there, Mark Smith, he just ruled it a DQ. And I could see the hurt. I could feel the hurt for Randa Markos. That kind of messes up her. It kind of messes up her resume even more so. Like, oh, now she has a disqualification. Like she's a dirty fighter. And my reaction to the kick, from the first angle we saw it from the fight angle, it did look hard. It looked hard, like the reaction would knock a person back, but it was kind of like a delayed reaction in there where she ate the kick, but then all of a sudden it was like, oh, let me go ahead and lay back and acknowledge that it was an illegal blow and, take it a little bit further. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to downplay it if it really was a serious up kick, but I'm just saying, like, from the different angles I've seen. Then there was like a front angle. When you look at it from the front angle, it didn't look as hard, and then she fell back. And I'm just saying because, I've been watching fights for a long time, and even in boxing, like, I'll be honest, when you see guys get hit low in boxing, you might overreact a little bit to acknowledge and get the referee's attention that, look, I just got hit low, I got hit in the balls, and I want my time. That's all you're asking for, because illegal is illegal. So if you get touched, you will give a reaction like, oh, some nut shots can be harder, of course. Some will just make you drop automatically, but some will connect, but they're not as hard, but you will kind of react. So the referee will step in and separate you, and then you can, get your time of recovery. So that's how I felt she was kind of doing here. But then when she couldn't get up, when she said, did I lose? It was almost like, whoa, like she don't want to fight anymore. Like, was it that hard? Did she get knocked out from the kick too? So I was just kind of like, I'm kind of on the fence about that. Like I said, I don't want to take away from Luana Pinheiro if she was that hurt, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, yo, like, did it do that much damage where you didn't know what happened? Like you just woke up? Because I thought she was still awake. I thought she was still fully awake until she laid back, and then she was just kind of like, dazed. But then when she asked that question, it was like, oh, no, they can't continue, But yeah, overall, I'm not mad at Randa Markos. And at the same time, Luana Pinheiro, she's going to do what she got to do. But this was a fight she was winning, so this is why I'm on the other side too, because this is a fight she was winning. I don't know why she wouldn't want to take, an easy way out, or why she would be trying to bail out right now, because she was winning the round, in my opinion. She got 4 takedowns, and she was landing some nice shots off the back foot. Randa Markos was giving her a tough fight. but she was winning the round. And if she continued to do that for 2 more rounds, she could have got her unanimous decision or, stoppage or submission if she got to it. But I thought that Luana Pinheiro was winning the round convincingly. So that's another part of me that's going to say, like, I couldn't really see her faking. But then those other angles just make it look like it was like a delayed reaction, and she just wanted to lay back because maybe the fight was getting too tough. Like, going back to what I was mentioning about the dog fight, Luana Pinheiro, this is her first time really being in a dog fight, because she's been in like 6 first round finishes, and sometimes whenever a fighter is really fighting you back and you're used to getting first round finishes, you might want to, sometimes fighters get frustrated, is what I'm saying. Sometimes fighters will get frustrated, and when they get taken into deep waters. I don't know if she was getting frustrated with that. And like I said, Randa Markos was bringing that dog to her. She was going into the clinch, making her fight hard. Yeah, she was judo tossing her, but Randa was in the fight. She was throwing back, and after she got poked in the eye, she came back harder. So I don't know if it was that dog in her that was kind of frustrating Luana Pinheiro and put her in a different mind frame and made her want to look for a way out, or was she really hurt? So it's just a lot of question marks here. Some people are already comparing it to the Aljamain Sterling, but that's different, man. Like, Aljamain Sterling was hit with the knee while his opponent was standing over him, and he was on his knee. This one, the angle of the kick and the pressure shouldn't have been as hard, but getting hit with the knee, I've been hit with the knee, and you've been hit with a knee in the face, that's a lot harder. So that's different. Aljamain Sterling, his reaction to a knee to the face is different than this kick, but you never know, man. I'm just kind of going by what I've seen and what I experienced. Overall, though, I just wish it wasn't a DQ for Randa Markos. It should have been ruled a no contest. They couldn't have went to like a technical decision because it was only 1 round, so that's out. But yeah, no contest would have been fine, and just let the girls rematch, somewhere, a few months later. But yeah, shout out to Randa Markos. I could really feel the pain there, because she didn't want to go out. She didn't want to go out like that, get another loss, especially in this fashion. Luana Pinheiro still has some work to do. Like, I feel like the pressure was bothering her from Randa Markos, and her striking, it still needs some improvement. Like, some of the things she was doing with her footwork was a little off. I still feel that way. She needs some things to work on. But yeah, maybe, Randa Markos, they won't cut her, and maybe she can get another chance. But I still need to see some work from Luana Pinheiro, especially, moving forward, because, hits are going to be harder than this. So if she couldn't take this up kick, man, just imagine the power of some of these other girls like Loma Labute, yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I thought it was turning out to be a good fight. I felt like Luana Pinheiro was winning the round convincingly. Randa was fighting hard, giving her a test. And yeah, I'm just kind of on the fence about it, man. I just thought she could have continued. Maybe she was looking for a way out. What do y'all think, guys? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.